The human mind, a labyrinth of thoughts, emotions, and memories, but within its depths also lie primal instincts, ancient fears that have woven themselves into the very fabric of our being. For most, these fears remain dormant, shadows lurking at the edge of consciousness. Yet for some, these fears manifest in ways both profound and perplexing. These are the stories of those who live with rare phobias, where the line between reality and perception blurs, and the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. What if your biggest fear wasn't just in your head, but shaped your entire life? These are true stories of rare phobias, and the people who live with them. Night falls, and for most, it signals a time of rest and respite. But for Sophia, darkness is an unwelcome guest, a harbinger of fear that seeps into the corners of her world. As the last rays of sunlight fade, a familiar dread washes over her. Her heart pounds a frantic rhythm against her ribs, her breath coming in shallow, panicked gasps.
When it gets dark, my chest tightens. I know it's irrational, but it feels real. I can't sleep, I can't relax.
Sophia suffers from lygophobia, an intense and debilitating fear of darkness. To her, shadows hold more than just the absence of light. They teem with unseen terrors, with whispers of unknown entities lurking just beyond the reach of sight. Every rustle of leaves outside her window becomes the footstep of an intruder. Every creak of the floorboards a sign that something sinister stirs in the darkness. Night after night, Sophia endures a relentless battle against her own mind. Sleep, a sanctuary for most, becomes an elusive dream, a terrifying prospect filled with the unknown. She paces her apartment, flicking on every light, desperate to banish even the smallest hint of shadow. She checks behind doors, under her bed, her mind conjuring images of unseen horrors.
The fear is all-consuming, a suffocating blanket that smothers any semblance of peace. It's a constant companion, whispering doubts, amplifying anxieties and transforming the mundane into the menacing.
Sophia's world shrinks with the setting sun, her life confined by the boundaries of her fear. Music, they say, soothes the soul, but for David, certain melodies evoke not tranquility but terror. His phobia, allophobia, is an acute fear of flutes, an instrument often associated with joy and whimsy. Yet for David, the sound of a flute triggers a visceral reaction, a cascade of physical and emotional distress that transports him back to a defining moment in his childhood.
I heard the first note and froze. Now even elevator music makes my heart race.
He vividly recalls the school concert, the anticipation hanging heavy in the air. He remembers the young girl, her cheeks flushed with excitement, raising the gleaming silver instrument to her lips. And then, the first note pierced the silence, a high-pitched, reedy tone that sent a shiver down his spine. David doesn't remember why, but in that moment, panic seized him. His heart hammered in his chest, his breath caught in his throat, and a cold sweat broke out across his skin. He fled the auditorium, the sound of the flute echoing hauntingly in his ears. Years have passed, but the memory and the fear it evokes remains etched into David's psyche. The sound of a flute, even in passing, has the power to derail his day, to trigger a wave of anxiety that leaves him trembling and breathless. Elevator music, once a harmless background hum, has become a minefield of potential triggers.
I avoid concerts, shun restaurants with live music, and even find myself scrutinizing television shows, my guard perpetually up against the unexpected intrusion of the dreaded flute.
Chapter 3. The human body is often celebrated for its beauty and resilience, but for Maria, her belly button fills her with dread and revulsion.
I can't touch it. I feel sick. I cry.
Maria suffers from omphallophobia, an intense fear of belly buttons. It is a source of constant anxiety for her.
The sight of a belly button sends shivers down my spine. The thought of touching it fills me with disgust.
Maria avoids any contact with belly buttons. She wears layers of clothing to hide her navel. She avoids mirrors, swimming pools, and beaches.
My phobia isolates me and limits my experiences. I yearn to embrace my body without fear.
Phobias, in their myriad forms, offer a glimpse into the complex workings of the human mind. They remind us that fear, while often irrational, is a powerful force that can shape our perceptions, dictate our actions, and profoundly impact our lives. These fears may sound bizarre, but they're real, and the people who live with them deserve understanding, not judgment. To those who live with these conditions, the struggle is real, the fear palpable. Their stories are a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, to the courage it takes to face each day with a heart burdened by anxieties that many may never understand. Let us approach these individuals not with judgment or ridicule, but with empathy and compassion. For in understanding their struggles, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the vast spectrum of human experience. Which story shocked you the most? Comment below. Don't forget to subscribe for more.